omnipresent everywhere at all times. That is who I am. And when our sister talked about growing them up to 7, once you get it until you are 7, after that you're gone clear. How did I get this powerhouse? When I was 6, listen to this story. A lot of people don't like it, but I'm going to tell it. When I was 6, very religious family. My father was an elder, and my mother was an officer in the Salvation Army. Had both sides, social, gospel, and the traditional Christianity, the white Jesus cult. I went to the first time Billy Graham came to this country. It was 1956 or 55, I was 5 or 6. It was at Knutsford racetrack, which is where we know as New Kingston. And he says, I want you to know something. Listen to me, everybody out there. This is Billy Graham, tall, slim, 30-odd-year-old, lanky white man. He says, Jesus Christ was not a white man like me. He was a black man like you people. So you must understand your history. I never heard anybody after that crusade talk about this fact. I heard it. It went straight into my spirit. I was 5 or 6. And that was when I realized that I can be, and I am made in the image of God. And I can be. I have the potential inside of me. Down in my spirit is omniscience, omnipotence, and omnipresence. That is why all of us have this operating in us. You ever go somewhere and say, how me know that? I know I must do X. And when people say, I never know, I did so and so wrong, I never know. Excuse me, you are lying to yourself. Let's be true to our roots. We know when they are doing something wrong. And we make excuses. Everybody do it. Me not do it all the time. It's only a little bit me I do. I'm okay. Listen, understand your omniscience, because it will always speak to you and speak to you first before you are deceived by the white Jesus cult and all the other things that the white man could do. 100 years, it's not 100 years they've been planning this thing. They've been planning this thing from creation. The enemy of our souls, whatever is evil out there, is always trying to trap us. And it doesn't matter whether you're pink, blue, green, yellow, or orange. We must know our roots. We are the original black Jews. And until we get back to that lifestyle of living like Genesis chapter 1, verse 29, it says, I have given you every seed-bearing herb, every tree with a fruit in it that has a seed, that shall be for your nourishment at the cellular level. Hear what I just said. That what should be your food at the cellular level to regenerate you and keep you constantly regenerated and living forever. That's why the people live for 300, 500, and 900 years. However, too much wickedness, and the lifespan was cut down to 120. It never cut down after that. So don't make the white Jesus cult tell you about 70 years. Lie. Okay? We have 120 years. And we can do it like the patriarchs. You live to 120, and the week you're going down, you lie down in your bed and you say, come children, let me bless you, pull up your feet, and give up the ghost. You have to give up the ghost. Nobody can kill it. You ever see people? And my friend, Pastor David Key, after he had that massive heart attack and stroke, he lay in that bed for 12 years. Could not see. They say he could not talk, he could not do anything. The only thing he could do is move his head like this and cry. I went and visited with him all night. But guess what? He had an objective. He had a granddaughter. whose father disowned that it was his. And he vowed to bring up that child. The child was 5. And for 12 years, he and the child communicated. And he raised that child to age 17.
Wow.
Right? She came in every evening after school and said, "What, Daddy?" And told them chat. And they communicated. Couldn't talk. Couldn't do nothing. Just. Let me tell you something. He had his omnipresence, his omniscience, and his omnipotence right there communicating. You talked about telepathic communication. That's what it is. We communicate spirit to spirit. Somebody come in the room and you say, "I don't like that. I don't like it." That is the real communication. Let us shut up our mouth and start communicate spirit to spirit. Know your roots. This is why when our sister says, you're in this presence, and she has this poetic way of doing it, and our spirits communicate together, and I listen to her, and I said, wow, she has it. We all communicate differently. We all see things from a different perspective and angle. But let us own it. And don't say mine better than yours, yours better than mine. Right? Be who you are created to be. Know your roots and dig your foot in. And don't make nobody pull you out, because everything around wants to take you out. If they remove you from your roots. Now, one of my things is this. One of the things that, now that I am a minister of these African countries, I can't speak nothing but English. I am here saying, Lord, help me, because this is not my... You see, the best way to get a people alienated is take away their language, take away the culture, take away everything, right? No, the first thing I want everybody here to do in order to get back to their roots is this. You stop eating food. Stop eating anything imported into this country. I don't care where it comes from. Everything must come out of your side. Secondly, stop wearing clothes. I stopped wearing them clothes for 30 years. If I can't find panty and brassiere, I'll make it myself. I don't care how it still don't fit right. I'm telling you. Right? True. Stop wearing the shoes. Italian shoes. Paid $4,000. Excuse me. I have 4 shoemakers. And I go and say, this is what I want. And they make it for me. I only wear sandals and boots. And then I wear me. See my foot there? And that me wear only when I'm going out on the road, put on shoes. Yeah. Touch with the earth. Stop supporting their industries. Every time you buy Italian shoes, you make Italy richer and Jamaica poorer, because you're taking our money and sending it to them. Stop immediately. Food, shelter, clothing. And for those who are in construction, I'm building a sample village up on my land in Cooper's Hill, where I'm doing Spanish stone, original, how we used to build way back. Brick from compressed earth, all the different things that you get from your land. Board house, what do you call it, some of them, log house, bamboo house, nog house, all of them can last longer than the chippings them have up there, right? So get your act together, dig into your roots, herbs. The herbs are here to heal the land, the leaves of the trees, and everything that have a seed in it. And guess what? Make sure you're not buying the seed from Ministry of Agriculture, or rather, only plant what you eat, and not just only plant what you eat. Plant everything you eat. If you come to my house, I live in Manapa, right? If you come to my house, I have literally millions of suckers. I do 10 10 dozen lines a week for product that I make. You know how much seed now? 10 dozen lines? I've been doing this every week for years. I plant all of them. So I have literally planted millions of lime seeds. And they come up like this in a bush. I've given them out and people have done farms out of lime. This is what I talk about food forests. Every family must plant every seed you eat. Just plant it.
I'm doing lemon now.
Everything, not one product, everything. Just put it down in a heap over there, in an old pan over there, what have you. When you have the stuff up, then you can start recovering the earth. Because the first thing they do to harm us is to come in to cut down our forest. You want to kill a nation, come in and just chop down the forest. That's what they do up at the Catholic country. That's what they do in Brazil. Every country on earth. It's the only way to get a nation poor. You cut down the forest. So, one, you cause drought, climate change. It's because they have cut down all our forests. So, if just us here plant every seed you eat, we can reforest Jamaica. Let's do it, guys. Let's do it. Right? So the herbs, and I want, when I started to study molecular medicine and psychiatry, never studied herbs. I read in Genesis 1:29 that it is the herbs that we are to use and the fruit that have a seed. The herbs, and I look up in the dictionary and say, what is a herb? A herb is any green plant that does not have a woody stem. So it's the sort of softer ones, like the callaloo and anything that don't have a woody stem, like a big tree. But the trees, the leaves of the big trees, and anything smaller than that is a herb, right? It is not just the things that we call herbs, because when I start to look at the herbs, I realize the things that we use as garnish. Remember them days you used to go hotel and you see parsley, stick it onto the side.
That's true.
I go over to the east and I make a big pot of parsley salad, best thing on earth. You understand? So everything green that grow on a non-woody stem is a herb. And you must understand that they all have miraculous therapeutic value. So know your roots, use your herbs. And I wanted us to give you a little thing as to how you can get every piece of nutrition from just the herbs. I have over there my Sherril juices. The one with the red top is a cell cleanser. I tell you what it is. Cane juice, a grass. Cane is a grass. You know that? Lime juice and cayenne. All grown in this country, out of the earth. And in the right proportion, it cleanses every cell of your body. Clear the brain of the heavy metals, clear your blood, clear every cell in your body. So it dissolves kidney stones, it dissolves growths, it moves all toxins, liquid, solid, mucus, and gaseous out of your body. Secondly, we have the healer, the brain blood booster. And this can be any kind of strong chlorophyll, because chlorophyll has the same molecular structure as hemoglobin in your blood. Do you know say your blood green? Your blood is green. As soon as it hits the oxygen, it turns red. Look upon an aloe vera. You ever cut an aloe vera skin and put it out? It turns blood red. Then it turns dark, dry blood red. You want to get rid of leukemia? Drink callaloo. Drink moringa. Drink spinach. It no matter. They all have it. That's my blood-brain booster. The third one is the yellow. So the green you have, the yellow is, a lot of people use carrot juice, but when I researched and found out that carrot was a made-up fruit, right? I switched it, I said, I want some come out of the ground. Turmeric and ginger. Turmeric, ginger, cane juice, you're gone clear. Lick out every infection. Every infection. Now, all of these I use to my diabetes. Sure diabetes. Because your brain is fed by natural electricity. Anything processed in the sweet life, what they call it, sucrose, fructose, I don't use them words, I don't know what they are. Right? Anything that is a processed sweet is a poison to your brain. Only the things with the enzyme, the sweets with enzyme, sweet fruit, banana, so on, so on, so on. I got Professor Morrison and I said to him, why tell people not to drink cane juice? Eh? Because it show up on it when come and test for diabetes. They want to send me to the hospital. I said, look here, them can eat cane? He said, yes. So why they can't eat cane, them can't drink cane juice? He said, well, you know, sometimes you're not sure what people are putting into their bodies. So when you give them medication, you're sure they're taking the medication. So blah, blah, blah. I said, all right, you're my friend, right? So let's get the truth. Anything with enzymes in it cannot harm you because your body can't store it. It use it up and let out the rest. So when mango season comes, you use mango for a cleanser. Want to lose weight? Mango. Why you get fat during mango season? Because you're adding the mango to the other food. And your body metabolizes mango, pass out all excess mango, and store the rest of the food. You'll get fat. The third one is red. That is sorry. But sometimes I use beetroot. But the colors must be the most intense of that color. And you can switch up carrot, no not carrot, you can switch up pumpkin. For anything that is bright red, have the same mineral content. That's why it has the same color. So you don't have to say, well, she used moringa, I have to use moringa. No, as I told you, you can use kale, you can use spinach, you can use anything that is green, naturally, and never get polish. You know, because you know, sometimes, you see when you buy turmeric powder, I dye them, put in there, you know. All right. You go dig, listen to me, I plant turmeric, ginger, everything you see there, I plant. We just stick it down in the earth. And the other day, when I was making this batch, I went in the kitchen and I said to my housekeeper, I said, oh, it's so intense. She said, a 2 finger of turmeric she put in there. See the size? 2 finger of turmeric that come out of my garden. For 1 gallon of cane juice, and it's intense. Potent. So you have to understand, when you grow it, it's totally different from the one that you see in the supermarket and the one that the ministry give you to see them. Because along with the seed, they give you the fertilizers that make sure it lasts with poison. Listen, eat your own food. So I want you to understand that this is just a sample of the things that you can do for yourself. How you going to drop that? No waste my time, lady. I don't care how much you pay me. Exactly. You understand? Mm-hmm. So understand that. Right? We have to understand our lives are to make music. To dance with each other. I'm a liturgical dancer. I love to dance. It don't matter what kind of music. Like, and let me tell you something. The other night I'm going to a big stone place. And it's the first I'm exposed to dance hall at Rastafari. I'm a classical person, right? I studied classical music. I was trained as a music teacher at the School of Music. And I'm also a trained dancer. But listen to me. Me sit down for the whole night, Mr. Big Stone. See me? I never hear such great music, such great lyrics. They must have about 40 people come on, right? One just come on and see me? Sometimes 4 of them on the stage at the same time. See me? They say, what? I say, this country is talented, man. Then the gentleman who came on, to show you how I'm just green. The gentleman who came on in the army fatigue, right? This man come on the army fatigue with his brother, and the man, I mean, I had to get up out of the seat when he started, and get up and just start to rock. We say, boy, what a talent he! I said, what a talent come from the inner cities, and then this talking about this. And when the police come and mash up the thing, I will have to run, walk car, right? I see this man in the army fatigue pass, and I said, excuse me, sir, I really enjoyed the performance. It was wonderful. The harmonies were so. And I started to talk to him about wonderful and so, and I'm thinking I'm encouraging this gentleman from the inner city. So I go home. She called me, she said, Sherrill, you reach home okay? She said, I said, yes, man, I had to wait until the police clear the road, but I reach home okay. I said, that man in the army fatigue, isn't he wonderful? She said, I lose your honor that. You never hear. Then I call my sister, the famous Paulette Bellamy, and I'm telling her the story. She says, and guess what? My friend tell me it's Luciana. She said, you never know it's Luciana that. She said, me play on some of my album or violin. I said, boy, me green. I said, no, me have to link up with Mr. Big Stone and get exposed to this army of talent. And when we understand who we are and what is coming from within us, we're going to stop talking about what the white man did. Forget him. Our salvation is within us. We just need to pull it out. And I have a process called AISA. A-I-S-A. Affirmative imagination. Think on these things, whatsoever things are good and pleasant and true and so on. Think only on those things. Right? That's affirmative imagination. Think. Then speak it into being. I don't care whether it is happening or not. You speak it into being. But you can't stop there. You have to follow it with the action. Affirmative imagery followed by speech. Speech is a creative power. The Creator said, let there be light, and there was light. You say, let there be in my life, because you have the capacity to do it. But you must follow it by action. And are we going to be right all the time? No. I fail every day. But guess what? Every day I fail less and less and less. I'm a powerhouse. There's nothing we can do. Right? Because when I decide I'm going to do something, my husband said to me before he passed, he said, me don't know nobody try so much thing and fail. I say, you're right about that. Because I try everything, you know. I make shoes, I make hats, I make everything. I study fashion design, pure, I 8 degrees, you know. And guess what? I had to dig a hole one there and beg all it. And say, Father God, teach me. You see, if I go to speak to any kind of group, if I go to speak to astronauts, because I get invited to all sorts of places, and I go in, and I research everything I know about astronauts, and when I go in, you know, I now have a body of knowledge from my research that I'm going to tie into my area of health, right? But you see, when I open my mouth, you know where I talk? Above that knowledge of what I researched. Because that is when the eternal, supernatural, all-knowing, all-powerful trip in. That's why I must do your research, do your something. But when you go out there, he's going to exceed it. So when I start talking, you know, and I see some words that come out of my mouth that I never heard before, that is when you are empowered. So you see how it is important to keep the synergy? Because when you keep the synergy with what you have, then you will always exceed your capabilities. So just remember, roots, herbs, and making music. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Roots, herbs, music. Come on, let me hear you. Roots, herbs, and music. One more time. Roots, herbs, and music. Herbology meets rootsology.
And
What
they
a
make
wonderful
music.
thing through musicology. Right, Big Stone? Same way. So, sure, you know, I mean, you
Oh,
always want me.
questions.
I'd like to give her a gift.
You always want me, and I'm thankful to you all the time. We're all thankful to you for all the work you've done over the years. And I know. Eh? I don't know.
I love it.
Yes, but we give thanks, and you continue to. And that's what we love. You know, you continue to do the works that elevate us and nourish us mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally. Thank you so much, as Sherrill has.
Proud
I
of
give
us.
to
The dynamic goddess amongst us, Dr. Sherril Chong. I have an inspired gift for you, amethyst, and it's a healing stone. And stones, we walk on them, yes, but we don't know their value. The amethyst will heal anything that is wrong and balance certain kinds of pains, like period pains. You need to have it. Worry.
You think
I'd like to-
I need purity?
No, just an example of what amethyst could do. Balancing the body. Yes? Balancing the emotion.
Yes.
Right, so I give you amethyst because Spirit led me to give you this one. And it's infused with love. The cleansing stone of selenium. It's a cleansing stone.
Yes, selenium.
And essential oils. Peppermint, lavender, ylang ylang. This is just for you. And your
Thank
cleansing
you.
spray is coming.
Yes.
Thank you so much for elevating us and grounding us and giving us the message
Don't
of the
leave.
millennium. It's the message that we need.
I just want to add it to her presentation about Sohad being part of the African diaspora. And she knows that I am the head of the entire web development for the entire African diaspora all over the world.
Yes.
I'm in charge of that. There's no website that is built for Sohad without I in charge of it. I don't care what part of the world they are. And when she called me and said, Theo, I need my website. I need this done. Trust me, she's like a bulldog. When she clamp on you, she call me at night, she call me in the evening. What's going on? I want my website done. I want this to be done. Mr. Theo, I love you, but guess what? And she don't let go till she get what she wants. So it's true, she really gets what she wants. And I can endorse that because I'm the victim of her aggression.
I've also worked with her as an ambassador in the foreign
I'm in
ministry
charge
of
of
SOAD. I've also worked with Sherrill. She's demanding, but she gets the job done, and she's communicating with millions of people. And she wants a seamless communication, and she wants it to be done professionally. And we love that. You've got to be really tough about your presentation, how it looks to the world, and also get things done, you know. I just want to thank her for it.
Also, there's a website called...
One second. I mean, thank her for her tenacity, her brilliance, and also her creative ingenuity in teaching people how to create wealth. Thank you so much for that.
And there's a website called Restitution Museum that is being used all over the world to get all of the artifacts that was robbed from Africa back to Africa. I built it. I'm the one responsible for all those goods, all those statues going back to Africa. They use the website that I built through Sohad. And between the both of us, we've been doing some good job. But we know what's going on in the background. We share ideas. And I love working for her. When I call her, I better get my hat together because she will tell me, Theo, I don't care what you're doing. I don't care who you're billing for. This is what I want. And that's her action. She's an action-oriented woman. And thank you for working with her. And guys, try her drink. It's awesome, awesome, awesome. And we're soon ready for the music, right?
Yeah, soon.
All right.
I just want to pay homage to the fact that, you see, who I am,
Thank you.
it's because I stand on the shoulders of so many people. From Marcus Garvey, go way back before him coming forward. And I want to acknowledge Diana McIntyre Pike, and I want to acknowledge Muta. But when South Coast tourism started, it was not, you know, South Coast was just bush. And that is where I like to operate, within the bush. Not the thing that they put up on the sand and the sea for the North Coast of the people. And Muta, you see how we talk? Listen to me, up to 2 years ago, you know, You could never get a patois out of me.
Hello.
Oh my dear, I was up for St. Andrew. Right? You know? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm so glad am I to be here. And I really appreciate your authenticity for inviting me. And so forth. But Muta give me permission to use my language. And it's not even my language. Because a bad English. Me want to speak Swahili.
It's a bad language, you know.
Me know. That's what I say.
Our language is a bad language, man.
So you think the patois better? It's true, you know, the patois have... It's our thing, it's true, it's true. Thank you for giving me permission because I felt so inadequate. When I speak to all the people in Africa, and all of them speak English and Swahili, or English and Motong, and English, and I was feeling, yes, you know, I feel so, I say, I'm missing. So now we speak English and our patois. Lad, because a lot of African words in there, you know. A lot of African, Spanish, and other different things. So, more power. Thank you. Everybody here has contributed. You guys who I spoke to since I came here, I interacted with just about everybody who's here. And you all pour into me just by the interaction. So this is how we make music. Just by interacting with each other and making melody in our communications. Yes. Thank you. I don't know if there are any burning questions.
Persons, even for other persons who are up. Do you have any questions for Dr. Sherril Chong? Please, or statements about her presentation, please feel free to do so.
For Theo, what was the abbreviation SOAD?
State of the African Diaspora. Okay. State of the African Diaspora. I mentioned what it is. It's a state started by the UN and the AU, and it has all it's a country, a borderless country that involves all of North Africa, all of South Africa, all of East Africa, all of West Africa, all of Central Africa. That's the 5 regions. And the 6th region is all of the black people in the diaspora outside of the continent. So it envelops all of those. So anybody who wants to acknowledge that they are of African descent is a member. And you can just register with your name and email. Right.
Okay.
That's it?
How can you, for diabetic patients, what are some of the things you could encourage us to use instead of going to the doctor every other month and so forth, getting tablets and so forth when we have our route here?
All right, I'm going to encourage you to get one of these books. It's called Earl's 7 Simple Steps to Healing and Health, expanded by Dr. Sherril Chong. Because it's going to take me maybe 3 hours to explain to you what is in the book. My hourly consultation fee is $30,000 because I only see my patients once. After that, they just come and follow my instructions. Whether it takes a day or a year or 2 years. The book has in all the principles of everything I teach. It's $15.99 on Amazon, and they have knocked it off. Anybody who goes there, they tell them it is out of print. So I only have, yeah. They don't want, because the answers are all there. You understand? And so I'm selling it for 1,500 Jamaican dollars. It lands here at about 3,000 something if you order it from Amazon. I'm just selling it for 1,500 to sell off the 200 that I have so that I can reprint them. And so any sickness is not an issue of my telling you what to do for diabetes. I don't treat illnesses, I treat a body. So when you come to me with diabetes and I'm finished with my treatment, everything else that is wrong with you is gone. If you come with cancer, it's the same thing. So I get a history of all the things, and in this book is what is called a toxicity assessment. Just take the toxicity assessment and tick off all the things that you have ever had, however minor and however far back. And that will give you an idea of what portions of those juices you need for your therapy. But remember, the healing does not come from this food. The healing comes from obeying, because the root is not in the physical, the root is in the spiritual realm. So I am not teaching anybody that this thing heal anybody. This is for the symptoms, but it also tells you how to get rid of the root. You understand?
Yeah.
So let's not be so superficial. That is why our lives are in the state it is in. Everything is immediate and superficial, right? We've got to get back to the foundation. Get back to who we are. Rooted!
Can everybody get up and do that?
Rooted and grounded.
Everybody, and do that dance.
Rooted and grounded.
Sitting too long.
I've been sitting too long as well.
Dance. Root into the earth. Ground into the earth.
Right. So,
Indeed. I love that.
you know, thank
That
you.
was a lovely relief.
Oh, my contact, my phone. So WhatsApp. 876-778. 4478. That's 778-4478.
Sherril
Chong. SHERRILLCHONG.
Can you repeat again?
The number or the name?
The number.
778-4478. Right? And anybody can call.
And that email, Dr. Sherrill, is that correct? This one here?
Which one?
The
At
one
Yahoo?
here. Dr. Sherrill.
Dr. Sherrill
at
at Yahoo. Dr.SHERRILL at yahoo.com is my health email. Okay. My training email is skycoach@gmail.com.
Say that again, please.
Your
My
what?
training, for training programs, because I do training for communities, for nations, for individuals.
Yes.
It's Sky Coach, SCAI. SCAI Coach, COACH, at gmail.com. And that is for Shalom.
Yes.
Yes, the Sky is Shalom Coaching Academy International. So,
SCHI, coach.
SCAI.
SCHI.
No, SCA.
Oh,
A for apple.
Apple, right. Shalom Coaching Academy International. SCAI. Because not only do I bring shalom, because it's only when you come into shalom that you can be healed. Okay? So that is why I can relate so much to what is happening here. And secondly, I don't see my patient. If you live next door to me, me no want to see you. I do everything virtually for 25 years. Because when people come into your presence, they try and manipulate you. Oh, doctor. You know? Right. I don't do that. Right. Yeah. What I do is I say, no, give me your symptoms, what you're feeling. And as soon as you tell me what you're feeling, I know exactly what you're doing wrong. And I say, so, look here. So, what happened to your son now? Oh, you know about my son? Because I know what you just tell me. So I know the background of whatever you tell me is wrong with you. I don't need to see you. So I do my therapy, China, Australia, Africa, right around, yeah, SCAI. So it's important for us because when I teach you one time, you now know how to fix yourself and to teach somebody else. Because I'm about family. You can't fix yourself and not fix your children. You understand? But you can't fix your children if you don't fix yourself. And every time I work as a psychotherapist as well. There are people who bring their children, call me and say, oh, I want to bring my John to you. He's 5 years old and he won't do X, Y, Z. And I say, hey. I say, Johnny don't need to come. You need to come. Because John is 5 and he won't do X. Who's the parent? Tell John to say he must go to the road if he not listen to what you say. Right? And they bring the teenagers. They bring the teen. Oh, right there, he's giving me so much trouble. He won't follow instructions. Yes. And I just say, well, guess what? Who's the parent?
Thank you.
May I see one of the book, please?
Yeah.